It is the exciting night of the 2018 American Sports Awards. It is a ceremony to celebrate the best performances of different athletes from all sorts of sports. Justin O'Neal, a champion skiing athlete, walks down the red carpet and gets interviewed by the host. Celebrating his win on a hit show called The Celebrity Foxtrot, Justin lets the interviewer in on his thoughts on his nomination for the favorite male athlete since his big win in Japan. Fast forward to now, Justin watches the interview on the TV, glancing at the award he won, displayed on his shelf. His manager Anna comes over, bearing bad news. His coach Niels has quit on him. Even though Justin is done with his physical therapy and ready to return to the slopes, Niels didn't think he would be ready for the Winter Classic soon enough. Anna is sure that she can find him a new coach, but Justin doesn't want the change. He hasn't been competing for a year and can't start now without a coach. He still hasn't packed for his flight to Winter Mountain, scheduled for the next morning, because he is reluctant to face all the people in his hometown who have high expectations of him. However, Anna is sure that this is the perfect place for his comeback, as he will surely win and get all his endorsements back. The next day, he gets to Winter Mountain and decides to visit his family at his parents' place before heading for his first run. He meets his mom, Gretchen, and dad, Tom, at the lodge they own. Gretchen is happy to see him, while Tom is less enthusiastic, but still asks about his knee injury and progress. They mention not seeing him since Austria, but he doesn't want to recall it. He is embarrassed of his failure, but his mom thinks it's not that big of a deal. She tries to offer some light on the matter, recommending that Justin should take note of Tom, who faced a similar incident in his career and still managed to win the next championship. Anna drops by and informs him that she has booked a radio interview. Tom takes an interest in who will coach his son now, as he inquires with Anna, but Justin wants to change the subject and let Anna handle it. He cuts off his dad's conversation to discuss the auction at the upcoming carnival with Gretchen, who mentions Kayla. Justin hasn't seen her yet, but he will, at some point. Gretchen begins to tell Anna all about Kayla Green. She has known Justin since they were kids, and is the best ski instructor in this town. She is also Martin Green's daughter, who coached Justin's father. Justin heads off to go for a run, wanting to get away from this conversation. Justin skis down the top of a serene, snow-covered mountain to get his mojo back. He has kept up a good pace until a kid skier gets in his way. Justin crashes to avoid colliding with the kid, his skis raised to the sky and his head burrowed in the snow. Kayla stands over him and asks if he is okay, until he removes his mask to reveal his face. Kayla is quite surprised to see him, because it is only a week until the Winter Classic, and she hasn't seen him ever since his career took off. They catch up with each other, and Kayla finds out that he isn't training with Niels anymore. She also teases him about all the theatrics he does for his endorsements, like flexing his arm for a commercial. While Justin is embarrassed about looking silly in front of her, he is amused that she still keeps a check on his achievements and appearances. Kayla expresses her concern that he should focus more on the actual sport of skiing, instead of the notoriety that comes with it. Justin believes he has it covered. Kayla skis away from him, after making one last mischievous remark about how he got wiped out by a bunch of her 12-year-old students. When Justin makes it to the bottom of the mountain, Anna is waiting for him, while Kayla has just ended her class. He lies to Anna about not falling on his practice run, and introduces Kayla to her. They are in the middle of exchanging greetings when a young skier named Hunter Davies walks up to them. He is one of the up-and-coming skiers in this town, and a huge fan of Justin. He goes on about how Justin has been his idol since he was a kid, and now he is excited to be competing against him in the Classic. In this encounter with the young and talented skier who thinks so highly of him, along with all the press on his back, Justin feels very overwhelmed. Kayla jumps in and reminds him of the advice her father gave them for handling this kind of pressure. Back at her workplace, Kayla's older sister-cum-colleague Jenny interrogates her about her encounter with Justin. Gossip surely travels fast in this small-scale ski town. Kayla is very neutral about it, and Jenny can't help but wonder why her sister isn't furious with the guy who did much worse than ditch her. Kayla doesn't think he committed such an atrocity, except for the radio silence from him over all these years. Jenny reminds Kayla about how she and Justin were supposed to go on the circuit together, like their dad and Tom O'Neal, but he left her behind for an opportunity to be coached by Niels Rudiger. Kayla doesn't blame him for taking this golden opportunity, especially since she didn't have a professional track record at the time. Kayla doesn't have a problem with what happened, but there is a hint of longing on her face as she justifies her perspective. Perhaps Justin was more than just a student to her. Justin has returned from eating a hearty pot roast meal and cheating on his diet at Nora's house with his parents. His old childhood friend Wyatt Murphy runs into him and asks about his knee injury. The two haven't seen each other in person for quite a while, but their friendship still stands strong. Wyatt is soon about to be a doctor and has a swamped schedule, as he works during the day and studies at night. Yet he manages to take some time out for Justin, to ask him to go for a drink and catch up. Justin's parents take their leave, and the two decide to get coffee, because Justin can't consume alcohol on his diet. Justin explains to his best friend how busy he has been, traveling around the world for his races, because of which he couldn't come home for 4 years. Wyatt wants him to be honest with him, because they are old mates. Justin hasn't raced in a year and could have come home for physical therapy, so Wyatt is not letting him off so easily. Justin responds that all the best surgeons are on the Upper East Side, and he went to them. Wyatt is sure that he will be a better surgeon than them, and then all the sportsmen will come to him. But Justin isn't as sure of his friend, because of his humble beginnings. Kayla and Jenny pass by, and Wyatt steals a glance at Jenny. Justin encourages him to stop pining for her and finally ask her out. Wyatt also calls him out about his crush on Kayla, but Justin denies it, claiming that they were just best friends, which Wyatt doesn't find believable at all. The next day, Justin is skiing, and Anna and Kayla are watching together. Kayla instantly notices that he isn't using his right knee, even though it has healed. She can immediately tell that he is trying to play it safe, which won't get him anywhere. When Justin lands, Anna tells him to use his healed knee. Kayla gets carried away and gives him an unwarranted critique. She immediately realizes that she is out of line and apologizes, but Anna is so impressed by her insights that she decides that Kayla will be Justin's new coach from now on. When they both give unwelcoming responses, Anna clarifies that this arrangement will only be for the next week. Kayla makes the excuse of being busy, and Justin intervenes, claiming that she's not even a real coach. This offends Kayla, and she reminds him that she was the one who coached him for his first Winter Classic victory. This is just what Anna needed to hear, and she is now confident in her decision. Kayla isn't sure that Justin will cooperate with her, and is about to walk away when he promises to obey her, making her delighted, and she finally agrees. From her elated smile, it looks as though she secretly hoped for a chance to coach Justin. At her next class in the morning, Kayla is teaching the proper skiing position to her junior students. When Justin finds all these kids there, he assumes that she'll have someone else take over her class so that she can teach him. Kayla corrects him. She plans to teach Justin on the bunny hill with the rest of her students. Justin doesn't see the point of this, but decides to take Kayla for her word when she flashes an adorable smile at him, enough to make him agree to her methods. Justin finds himself bored and unamused. His embarrassment increases when Hunter passes by and says hello to Justin, who is standing among a bunch of preteens. When he is left alone with his little peers, he promises them ice cream in exchange for them keeping quiet about this class. They cover some basic beginner techniques together. Justin gets back to Anna, who is about to get an endorsement back. She is shocked to hear about the seemingly unproductive day Justin has had, but still wants to have some faith in Kayla. Kayla and Jenny have a laugh about the day, that night at their warm home. Kayla did this with Justin to get him back to being a humble skier, instead of an arrogant superstar athlete. It's 6 days until the competition, and Kayla wants Justin to get out of his skiing gear and change into normal clothes. She expects him to trust her, but he has had enough, considering he hasn't even made it to the training course yet. Kayla ignores his whining and takes him to a yoga class, where she asks him to utilize his injured knee as much as possible. He keeps complaining, and eventually falls over. They walk out of the class together, Justin feeling defeated. His interest peaks when they reach a carnival spot, set up in honor of the Winter Classic. He hints that the ring toss is fixed, because he could never win it. They enter into their usual banter, and Kayla taunts him for not visiting enough. Justin wonders why she never coached professional players since he left, and mistakenly upsets Kayla. They enter into a disagreement, and revisit the bitter memory of when they had to part, as Justin took off to coach with Niels. When Kayla walks away in disappointment, Justin realizes that he let her down by abandoning their friendship. Perhaps Kayla is torn too, about how things panned out, but she knows that Justin deserved to experience his life on his own terms. Later that night, he finds Tom chatting with Kayla. He's glad to see Justin and Kayla working together again. Justin can't believe that his father is finally proud of him for something. He apologizes to Kayla for everything, and makes plans to meet up with Jenny and Wyatt at the opening ceremonies of the Classic. As they head out for a practice run, they reminisce about the days they used to plan to dominate the racing circuit together. Talking to Kayla gives Justin some much-needed clarity. He switches the focus of attention to her, curious to know about whom she has dated during these years. She replies that there hasn't really been anything serious since Vince, whom Justin knows nothing about. Kayla narrates that Vince was an instructor in the town 2 years ago. They almost got married, but Tom talked Kayla out of it to protect her. Even though Justin doesn't value his parents as much, Kayla really admires them, because she has lost both parents, and she knows how tough it is. Having reignited their lost spark, they race each other back to the lodge. Justin is going to meet Kayla and the others when Anna drags him into a work meeting. Even though she promised that he'd only be a little late, Justin keeps checking the time during the meeting. The brand representative is not only condescending, but also doubtful of Justin's abilities. Justin manages the situation smartly, and now his brand deals depend on his performance at the Classic. At the opening ceremony, Kayla and Jenny meet up with the O'Neills, and her eyes keep searching for Justin among the crowd, who still hasn't shown up. When he and Wyatt finally make their way to Kayla and Jenny, Jenny notices how nervous Kayla is to see Justin. The two pairs finally unite, each one blushing to see the other. Wyatt suggests that they should go get drinks, but Kayla instructs Justin to head back home, because the time for fun is already over, and he should rest for tomorrow, when he'll finally go on the course. This leaves Wyatt and Jenny alone to go out for a drink, while Justin is thrilled to finally start some real training. The next morning, Justin doesn't perform very well, since he's still a bit rusty. Kayla decides that they should take a break. Sitting on the lift together, they recall the days when Justin actually felt good while skiing. Justin admits his fear of failure and disappointing others, and Kayla repeats some of her father's wise words to guide him. All he needs to do is get his head back in the game, and he'll be okay. When they try again, Justin's technique has improved, but he's still a tad behind. Tom drops by, and Kayla suggests that some positive encouragement from his side would really motivate Justin. Tom complies by complimenting his son's effort and inviting him to the auction. As Tom walks away, he acknowledges a renowned skier, Nancy Sieber, who has been watching Kayla coach Justin. The auction is a fancy event, and Justin has dressed up for it. He and Wyatt are looking at the auction items when they run into Jenny and Kayla. Wyatt is mesmerized by Jenny, and Justin is uncomfortable by the fact that dinner with Hunter is an auction item, and Justin hasn't donated anything. Kayla provides the solution for this by announcing a whole day spent with Justin as an auction item. Justin is called to the stage, and everyone starts to bid, while Kayla really tries to sell him to the audience. She even makes him flex his arm, like he did in commercials. A woman buys the day out with Justin for $35. Kayla whispers in Justin's ear that she is happy to get her old friend back, while everyone else is clapping and cheering. Their friendly chemistry is now sparkling with a budding romance. After the event, Justin, Kayla, Jenny, and Wyatt rendezvous at the lodge, reminiscing old memories while making new ones. Justin feels more accepted, welcome, and at home than he ever has in the last 4 years. They make him feel loved and grateful at the same time. Justin is revisiting old memories and places from his childhood with a new perspective. He contemplates what it would be like to be married to a skier, who is always traveling and racing. His mother guides him through these thoughts with her experience that she shared with Tom. The introspective conversation leaves Justin with an eased mind, because he can see things more clearly now, in terms of what he wants in life. Justin and Kayla do an interview together with Maggie, who has her own TV show, as per Anna's instructions. Kayla is nervous and out of her element when Justin slides his hand into hers and quietly calms her, telling her to look into his eyes and connect with him whenever she struggles or gets anxious. 4 days are left until the Winter Classic, and they build the hype up to a promising comeback for Justin. He also offers praise and credit to Kayla for turning him around. After the interview, Justin pleads for Kayla to go on a run with him. With his face inches away from her, flashing his charming smile, Kayla fails to say no and gives in to his request for old time's sake. When they both fall playfully into the soft snow, Justin confesses that it feels good to be close to her again. Kayla agrees, but doesn't let her guard down. She gets up to get back to work, but Justin winces. He keeps insisting that his knee is fine, but she is concerned about it. Justin is definitely feeling discomfort in his bad knee, but doesn't let it show in front of Kayla, and heads back to the lodge with her. Wyatt is in Jenny's office and asks her out to his graduation party, which she accepts. This is when Justin enters, hobbling on his good knee, while Kayla tries to carry some of his weight. Wyatt helps treat Justin's sore knee and starts a new physical therapy regimen for him to follow while training. They call off training for the day, but the group decides to check out the carnival games and go for line dancing at the saloon that evening. Kayla and Justin watch Jenny and Wyatt as they embark on their first date together. Justin also sits down with his dad, and they have a breakthrough in their relationship. Tom shares that his father was too hard on him, and he resented him for it. He reveals how much he really admires Justin, which leads to Justin opening up to him about the struggles he is facing regarding his comeback. Tom gives him some useful advice based on his personal experience, and expresses how proud he is of Justin. This gives some relief to Justin, and eases his fear of failure and disappointing others. Kayla beats Justin in the ring toss game at the carnival, and gives the prize she won to him as a gift. They observe how well Wyatt and Jenny's date is going, while also having flirtatious interactions of their own. They see Anna line dancing, and Justin talks about how she stood by him after the injury. Then he apologizes to Kayla for walking out on her when she stayed by his side through everything, since the very start. Kayla wants Justin to dance, and after some failed attempts at making excuses, he follows her to the dance floor. Justin is having the time of his life, and seeing his parents line dancing is the cherry on top. A slow country tune starts to play, and now the couples are slowly dancing to it, including Kayla and Justin, who are gazing into each other's eyes while swaying to the slow beat. Later that night, they are walking together when Justin confesses his feelings for Kayla. He tells her that he has always wanted her, but thought he could never be with her. She responds that it is because he never asked. Justin can't keep his feelings suppressed anymore, and takes her into his arms to kiss her. Kayla kisses him back, but then quickly pulls away, still hesitant. There are 3 days until the competition, and Wyatt is narrating the happy details of his date with Jenny to Justin while doing his physical therapy. They toy with the idea of Wyatt joining Justin on his travels as his doctor, but Wyatt won't leave town now that he's finally dating Jenny. Meanwhile, Jenny calls Kayla out for crushing on Justin since they were kids. Kayla doesn't directly deny this, but she has to maintain some boundaries as his coach, which she loves doing at this level. Jenny strongly insinuates that she should accompany Justin when he gets back on the road this time, just like they always planned. Justin and Kayla are training when he suffers a bad fall. Kayla rushes to help him, but he is more focused on his time, which has improved significantly. Kayla asks him about his knee and he dodges the question, heading back for one more run, after which he'll take Kayla out for dinner. Kayla shows up at their dinner date late, but looks beautiful. They laugh about an old failed date they went on, and tell each other stories when some kids come over, seeking Justin's autograph. Justin requests his fans to give him some privacy, and addresses the kiss he shared with Kayla. He wishes to retire and stay back home with Kayla, because he sees his future here, with her and his family. Kayla is still not sure of his intentions, or where life will take her, as she discusses with Jenny the following day. Justin has only 1 day of training left, and lets Tom counsel him on the idea of retirement. Tom also passes down his lucky pin to Justin for his race. Nancy takes Kayla by surprise by asking her to be her coach and join her on the road. Kayla doesn't want to leave Justin right before the race, but Nancy persuades her that he is ready. Justin and Kayla are now both envisioning their futures and decide to meet up. Justin is completely sure and clear that he wants to stay back home and retire, to spend the rest of his life with Kayla and their loved ones. Kayla breaks the news to him about Nancy's offer. Torn between his feelings for her, he finally says that he wants her to go. It's her turn to shine now. Justin prioritizes Kayla's happiness, just as she did his. He doesn't want to hold her back, and decides to let her go. Tom will take over on the last day of training. They both confess their love with heavy hearts, and share one last kiss before Kayla departs. Justin quietly watches Kayla saying her farewell to Jenny and his parents from a corner. Kayla looks for him, but he is nowhere to be seen. He has already walked away from the scene. Tom doesn't let Justin overwork himself that day. Meanwhile, Jenny senses some hesitance in Kayla about her decision, but she can always come back for Justin. On the morning of the race, Justin gives a slight indication to the press that this may be his final race. On the other end, Kayla feels every step in the direction away from home heavier than the last. The participants in the race give good times, and Tom gives one last gentle pep talk to Justin before Hunter takes the lead. Justin is the last one to go, and wins the race, setting a new course time, while everyone cheers him on. His parents, Wyatt, and Jenny surround him, but his face lights up when he sees Kayla. She let Nancy go on without her, but she managed to find a way to get the best of both worlds. She can stay back home with Justin, and Nancy will come back from her races to train with Kayla at home. Justin is taken aback with happiness at this news. He lifts her in his arms and twirls her around, after which their lips meet in a loving kiss. They hold hands and raise them in joy when Justin finally gets his gold medal. Their victory is priceless, since they managed to find their dreams and home, all in one place.